Hey folks, I let synchronicity kind of drive the videos I make, and whatever tends to, pop into my head at the moment, I just kind of, make a video about. So I was talking with one of my subs the other day, and we were discussing a video I'd made about whatever, I don't remember, but we were talking about food and eating certain foods, and especially specifically eating wheat. And I was saying how I try not to limit myself to certain foods um, just because of any type of a certain discovery or diet fad, unless it's of course something you realize it's really bad for you. But I don't necessarily. I have a hard time, like I don't eat meat, but I went and bought a steak last night and ate it. That kind of stuff. Or I should say I don't eat steak generally. But if I feel like it, I'll eat it, and I never limit myself. But we got in this discussion about wheat, and wheat is pretty bad for you. I mean, the gluten is one thing, but it has been is bred to fill you up. On the other hand, I turned on, I listen to Manly P. Hall every day, maybe every day, but I have a couple thousand lectures on an MP3 player, and I just put them on random. And I always ask the universe to bring me something that will correlate and synchronize with whatever I'm into at the moment. And the first thing he said on the one this morning was start talking about wheat and eating wheat. And I mean, this was just yesterday. I'd had this discussion with the guy, and I just laughed. I was like, okay, here we go, And it really, really made a lot of sense talking about wheat and how wheat wasn't the main focus of it. It was about foods in general. And I listened really closely. I'm still actually just a couple minutes into it, but I stopped to take a break, and I thought I'd spit this while I thought of it. There's different grades of, different energies in the food. There's food you eat food, and you consume basic energies from starches and sugars, and there's more complex actions that take place that we don't quite understand. But the essential oils from all plants are feed your energy body, so to speak. There's a lot more study that need to be done behind this, but the food in general is really important to know that whatever you eat, and it's really hard to limit yourself to certain foods. If you're like me, and I'll kind of eat whatever's around, but I try not to buy anything that's harmful to the environment, or I try not to eat. If I'm going to eat meat, I try to eat cage-free chicken, or wild salmon and whatnot that's sustainably caught, for what it's worth. But I don't know. Thoughts on food are one of those things I've noticed that some people go on these freak diets where they eat nothing but wheat, and then other people go on diets where they don't eat wheat, and both people have spectacular results. And then people kind of it's kind of like religion. When you discover a certain religion that works for you, and you kind of stick with it, and you're sure that that's the only way to move forward is through that way, because you've never tried other paths. I'm not saying that people have never eaten wheat, or people that do eat wheat haven't eaten wheat, or however not eaten wheat. I'm just saying that different foods work for different people, and it's not even the food, it's the intent that's behind the food. The intention that's behind the person who grew the food is super important to what you eat. And it sounds cheesy, and even 50 years ago, say even 5 years ago, people probably would have thought whatever. But these days they know that the vibratory rate of your food is very influenced by the grower of the food. I know people who won't even smoke pot unless they know that the grower loved their plants and talked to their plants. It's just, it's just become common knowledge. I mean, it's not eccentric anymore. It's like people know their food is very important. So whatever you eat, whether you choose to eat fruit or eat meat or eat wheat or not eat wheat or whatever, just make sure that you pray over your food. You don't have to get down on your knees. You just look at your food and you thank the animal it came from if it was meat, and if it's a plant, realize you have to thank that plant too because it was cut down. In fact, one parting note is this: if you bring a knife or scalpel close to a carrot under an electron microscope, it actually tries to move out of the way. Look it up. It's crazy shit. Peace.